Thanks for staying with us. So our hot topic today is on body shaming. And the reason why this had become a topic for us to have a conversation on is because recently a celebrity, an actress actually, went online talking about how another actress many years ago had body shamed her into bleaching her skin. And that's what caused her, I mean, obviously she was said, they said some really, really bad demeaning words to her that caused her to feel there was a need for her to bleach her skin. And then this situation reminded us of the situation where many people feel body shamed into doing something horrible to themselves. Either because you're plus size, you're body shamed, and then you have to go and take drugs to force yourself to lose weight. It affects people's self-esteem. But we're having a conversation about it because there's social media now. Many of us were body shamed somehow in our life. Either somebody told you you're too tall, you're too skinny, you're too fat. But there was no social media to vent. And now, so it's been taken to a different context where there's social media to report to those who are body shaming. So what are your thoughts on this whole craziness? There's an issue of body shaming, and there's another issue of announcing it and then making the person feel like, trying to find the right word. But the idea really is that right now people are calling out everybody who has ever body shamed them. Is it right? That's what the conversation. You can call us on 081 0764 16479, 09024163440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag Yourview TVC so we can read your tweets. So body shaming is one thing. Yeah. Reporting the shamer, whoever is shaming you, is a whole different another game because we've all been through this. And it goes back to the issue of how vulnerable we are or how vindictive some of us are, because we always try to bring back stuff that people just take it as, oh, it's part of growing up. People will yab you, they will insult you. It's part of that makes you more resilient in life to face hard things. What are your thoughts? Let me come to you. Mariam, want to start?
Okay. Body shaming, until maybe like a few years ago, we saw it as part of being, especially in our culture, like it was part of growing up. We used to call it yabis. If you have big ears or tiny ears, someone will call you out on it. If you had, big feet, though, if you're tall, especially, that one I got a lot of. I got not just family members, friends and colleagues, people that loved you and didn't love you will call you out on, the features of your body. And then people said it and then we moved on. We did not think it had anything. The shamer didn't think it meant anything. But the shamed, will carry it for a very long time. And I can understand this particular story of the lady who said, because of the yabs, she bleached. So it tells different stories, different layers. So it shows that our words, whether we like it or not, they mean something. Yes, sometimes we say these things without any evil intention, but when it finally drops, you don't know how it will drop on the person, that picks it up. Now, secondly, for the person that picks it up, you can decide, there are two things you can decide. You can decide for that shame to make or mar you. Yeah. You can decide, what, I'm not going to allow their words put me down. I'm not going to allow their words change who I am, the core of me. But the sad thing really is that for many of us, is either we're too young, really immature, we had not really come to our own maturity to have the strength to resist some things, to just put it aside. And so we allow that thing to affect us. There was a time I would be walking hunchback and my mom would hit me on my back. It was because I was constantly told I was too tall. Not, oh, you're tall or you're very tall. No, you're too tall. So I thought, then how do I make myself smaller so that I'm not seen as too tall? I'll go to bed and I'll sleep like this and I'll pray to God, please, God, please just make me a bit shorter today. Oh, wow. And I'll wake up and I'll find that I'm even taller than before. And that affected me. But there are some people. Then I met my friend Louisa, who was far taller than I am, who is far taller than I am. And she was like, what? They are jealous of you. How many of them can start, She says, when we walk, she will tell me, like, look at us walking down the street. Do you see how everyone is looking at us? Those ones, they see it. That's why they're saying, but that was her own way of handling it. And it helped me. So it depends on who you meet at the time of their lives that you meet. But sometimes this shame, I understand it from cultural point of view, that is normally not done, usually not done from a place of hate. Yeah. But that does not mean that it doesn't happen from a place of hate. And you know, you said the second part, which is...
Come back to the second part. Let me the initial thoughts.
Okay, before she finishes the show.
Right.
Yeah, so if we had to call out all the people that body shamed us, I'll call out my whole village, including my parents and my friends, so-called friends, because sometimes, you know, we tease each other with some of these things, but we really do not know how deep it goes into the people who are receiving it, especially if we hit the point of their insecurity. Every one of us has their insecurities on different parts of their body. From where you've come, maybe you look around, your leg is different from everybody's leg, your stomach is different, your eyes, one is up, one is down. You know, you already have that insecurity. And, you know, when people now tease you and it hits directly at that insecurity, if you're not strong enough, you may want to do something to change that. Because now it becomes an emotional pain. It's not just, we are laughing and playing about it, but then you have hit someone at where the person has been, you know, trying to even convince themselves that this is okay. Can I manage this? Can I go through life with this? And then you are constantly hitting, poking at the wound there. It takes the grace of God for you to still remain and you don't do something about that situation, about that, you know, part of your insecurity. Where hits, like she just mentioned now, I was tall, you know. I'll come into the class, I'm mostly like the tallest person in my class. I'm probably one of the youngest. And then I was tiny, clothes never fit me. My cousins were plump, you know, they wear clothes, skirts, uniforms, they would look rounded and good. I would look like breeze is blowing me. I was called different. In fact, the name that stuck the most was I. Anybody who went to AGGS, 1999 set, will remember me. I was called I, you know. And then they said my neck is too long, ostrich and all of that. It didn't even faze me as such because I now grew up to fend off everything. Like when you come for me, I come for you. I'll find my own words too to give you back and all of that. But when we now started modeling, we have left the issue of I now into modeling where we're supposed to be embraced because we're slim and tall and that was okay. But then the color, you're too dark. You don't get the fine jobs. You don't get the TV commercials. We are on set here. We have the dark people here have outshone the fair people. You people are here, just you and the YK that is slightly light-skinned, right? The rest of us here, okay, and then Amaka, the rest of us here are dark. At that time, you hardly see dark people shine like that. We'll go for beauty pageants, and the next morning, the judges are greeting you and asking you, were you there? They are just seeing you. Yes, yes. So the complex was such that it took the grace of God for some of us. A lot of us had to bleach. But some of us just held on to that color. No matter what, I'll stay here. And it took a lot. So we need to be compassionate to people, right? I've made a few mistakes of, you know, hitting at my friend's insecurity in the name of joke. And when they say, I don't like this, I still go back. Till I had a conversation. And she was like, I kept telling you, you were not listening. I was still going with the way we used to play back in the day where it doesn't matter. In fact, it's when they tell you they don't like it that you do it. A few months back, I posted a fine picture. I've always thought that I had the perfect set of teeth, and my teeth was white enough. I posted a picture on my social media, and somebody went there and said, your teeth is not shining. Please go and do teeth whitening. I asked the question yesterday when we had a guest talking about teeth whitening, because then I now started thinking about it. I now went back to look at the pictures. My teeth is not white enough. We think they are words we just speak anyhow. But it hits people differently. We must be compassionate to people and how we say some things. Some opinions are not needed.
Okay, let me come to Nima. Nima, what are your thoughts? Do you think, on the other hand, that it makes you more stronger when people tease you? You know, because in life, you're going to always meet people who are going to laugh at you. So if we make it such an issue, does it weaken us? Or is there a way for us to, are we supposed to face these teasers so that it makes us stronger in future?
So teasing, when it's not enjoyed both ways, is bullying. So I experienced a few, but not this way. So for me, this lady wanted to bleach. She had her insecurities because she's in an industry where Funke Akindele is doing well with her dark skin. And they must have called her all sorts of names, but because Funke is who she is, she will give it back, you know. But a lot of them in that industry thought like light skin was what. And they now they mix it at
actually.
Yes, for them. Yeah. So if you had the insecurity, whether or not somebody played or teased you, you want to do what you want to do. So I, for instance, growing up, if you tease me, I'm ever ready to give you back. I remember I was so thin. They say, like, you know, girlfriend, no get back. And even I would say to myself, no girlfriend, no get back. It be like Modella. I will finish it for you just to, you know. Never did I think to do something about what people complained about me, except when I wasn't comfortable with it. So if she wasn't comfortable with her skin, she had that insecurity, it's not because she was teased. You know, because we are in the season of trend now. Femi Adebayo and Co are trending. I'm just wondering how Mide Martin will start trending because, you know, she said this to her at a movie location. But you were an adult at the time. But listening to, because it was on Biola's page, her one-on-one screen, listening to our entire conversation, this lady had been through a lot of things. So she's in a place where her mental state can be in question, you know. So maybe she had some insecurity she allowed herself. But growing up, the way I was growing up, anything you tell me about myself, thank you very much for saying it, I will enjoy it. Because I used to think, I remember when, even till my wedding, I had no hips, nothing. And my auntie went on and on throughout the wedding day. Hey, Bami, wore bomb shorts. Look at how she looks straight. She doesn't have any shape, you know. And I was enjoying it. I was saying to myself, when did it start to come now? It will become overload. I don't even want it, you know. And I think I would really love my child, for instance, to have that kind of, you know, hit. When you throw something at her, she should be able to take it. I don't want, you know, not everybody, but to be a plus.
I like us because there's another part of the conversation. Now that we have social media, we're now using it to start reporting everybody, because this happened years ago. So should we all now get on social media and start calling out those who have teased us, who have body shamed us?
I don't have anyone.
That's the conversation. Now stay with us. We'll be right back.